যদি সবাই ফিরে যায়, ওরে ওরে ও ভাগা সবাই ফিরে যায়, যদি গহন পথে যাওয়ার কালে কেউ ফিরে না যায়, তবে পথের কাটা তুই রক্ত মাখা চরণ তলে একলা দলরে, তুই রক্ত মাখা চরণ তলে একলা দলরে, যদি তোর ডাক শুনে কেউ না আসে তবে একলা চলো রে। যদি আলো না ধরে, ওরে ওরে ও ভাগা আলো না ধরে, যদি ঝড় বাদলে আধার রাতে দুয়ার দেয় ঘরে, তবে বজ্রানলে আপন বুকের পাঁজর জ্বালিয়ে নিয়ে একলা জলরে, আপন বুকের পাঁজর জ্বালিয়ে নিয়ে একলা জলরে, যদি তোর ডাক শুনে কেউ না আসে তবে একলা চলো রে। একলা চলো, একলা চলো, একলা চলো, একলা চলো রে।
There's no audio.
Hi guys, thank you for joining the live stream. My mic was mute, and today we have back with us Mr. AcademicMan. Thank you for joining us, AcademicMan.
Yep.
So today we are going to discuss a bit of Bengal politics, and mainly we are going to discuss the opposition party of Bengal. So the leader of opposition is
right.
yeah. See all the thunder and hailstorm that we are facing in Bengal today. That's the sound of the 8th left front government coming to power, right?
Yes. Absolutely. And the left front is more active on most issues than BJP is. So, yeah.
Yesterday, I saw a post that CPM made a collection of all the countless industries and universities that CPIM has inaugurated in their lifetimes. Shatarup, I think, posted.
Oof.
And there's so many WBUT, Macout, this Tap Bidut Kendro here, that thermal plant there. So lots of industries. You see, it's a blame that Bengalis need to share, that if CPM did so much for you and created so many industries for you, why did you leave Bengal, or why did you vote them out? So today we are going to discuss
for the person who actually shut down the one or two industries. That's the even worse part.
Yeah. So we are going to discuss the opposition party and the leader of opposition. So Suvendu Adhikari's Hindutva turn. There are about 3-4 examples. Him going around saying Hindu tum ek ho. I'm translating in Hindi. If you want to stay alive, be one. And calling Mamata Banerjee a fake Hindu. Pointing out that the Jagannath Mandir is in fact a Jagannath cultural center, and in fact becoming a libertarian all of a sudden, and saying that no, the government should not fund these things. He's a fiscal conservative as well now, Suvendu, and saying that see, Ram Mandir was done with voluntary donations, but here there is basically tax money, coerced money. Taxation is theft, remember, and with that money,
Yes.
a temple has been built with theft money. And also him saying that Hindus need separate polling booths and stuff. And also right after the 2024 Lok Sabha elections, saying that jiska saath uska vikas, bakiyon ka vikas nahi. Although he
Hamare saath, hum unke saath. That's what
redacted the statement though after 2 hours later.
No, wo to half-hearted, reduction.
Yeah.
Anyway.
What does this show? Don't you think this is a Hail Mary attempt, or from a man who has nothing left to lose, and BJP is definitely not coming to power? Is it a sign of that?
I still feel now here, okay, don't abuse me later if it doesn't happen. BJP, I have a feeling, is closest to power that it's ever been. While of course there is a lot to be desired in the way BJP works in the state, there is certainly a very real anti-incumbency against the present government, which has hitherto not existed. Like the jobs thing, the 26,000 jobs gone. These were permanent jobs, and the most, the greatest dream of many Bengali families in the rural Bengal and urban Bengal, completely dashed. Now nobody even trusts the SSC and all anymore. So uh, many families are just, they've given up. Number one. Number two is the Murshidabad thing definitely left some scars. The Calcutta, Murshidabad, all these incidents. Uh, and not to mention that Kumbh Mela and all these things, they are going to have effects. Bangladesh, there's a cumulative. So even from 2024, things have changed rapidly. Abhaya case, Bangladesh, Murshidabad, the job thing, everything is culminating. Okay. I'll tell you how I know that the ruling party is rattled. They have increased the salaries of most West Bengal employees, government employees. This is something Mamata Banerjee does when she knows she's in trouble. She last did it in 2020 because the 2019 elections, TMC did not do as well as she expected. So there's been a marked increase in the salary of West Bengal government employees. So I can tell you that she is certainly worried. And not to mention, Suvendu Adhikari is, uh, you know, Suvendu Adhikari has been able to kind of mobilize the masses, unlike any other leader in the last maybe 10 years or so. Suvendu Adhikari, even in his small rallies, even in the the small street corner type rallies that he does, even then you won't find a place to stand. Okay, there are so many people out there to watch him. He has mobilized people. He has won the hearts of people. He has given donations every time a Hindu house is attacked. Suvendu takes his checkbook out and gives something, even from his own accounts. Now he's rich. I don't mind that. I'm not going to say that, oh, he's rich, so big deal. But as far as I understand, there are many rich leaders in the BJP, and more than him donating the money, he turns up. He's there for every cause. And often he does something that is very clever. He doesn't always take the BJP flag. Sometimes he takes the India flag, and he goes to these protests. Okay, he he tries to kind of. He often says that don't make the party relevant. Make your identity as an Indian or Hindu relevant. These things are appealing to the masses like never before. Okay. Now I'll tell you one more thing why I say that BJP is close to power, but I'm not sure. Okay, why I'm saying this is that West Bengal doesn't have actual elections. Okay, West Bengal, nobody can claim that West Bengal has real elections. That's the biggest problem. That's the biggest issue, more than anything else, and that's why I cannot claim with a certainty that definitely this will all work. Okay.
Now,
That's
now,
where the central
yeah, go
also
on.
comes in. That's where the central government also comes in. Yeah.
What can the central government do other than do 355 and stuff?
That's all. That's what it can do, and I don't know. Like on your channel, I won't say much, but that's the only thing it can do. Okay. And I'll tell you why. Because West Bengal has the highest number of political murders in the country. Number one.
Yeah.
Number two, West Bengal is very near the border. It is the biggest border with Bangladesh that we share, which is the most porous border in this country. Number three, West Bengal has had many instances of terrorists being caught even by the West Bengal police. So, when the West Bengal police is regularly catching terror modules, then you know that something's up basically in the state. Not to mention that there has been massive demographic change and all that. I mean, these are all factors we all know. Now, central government cannot if the central government takes action like 355 on a few districts or something, then it doesn't work. The entire machinery is completely aligned with the ruling power. Okay.
Hmm.
There is the police, forget the police. The police is obviously with the ruling party. Even
Hmm.
the people, the teachers, the WBCS officers, everyone who are there right now are absolute stooges. Okay. So there's nothing to do except, take some drastic action if the BJP is serious.
Hmm. Now,
That's all.
we must remember something about the revolt of 1857, Canada, 2021 West Bengal, 2024 West Bengal, is that when seemingly the fever pitch has been reached, seemingly when everything is set in place for the final revolution to happen, when oppression seems to have been enough and people are seemingly pissed off enough, right then we see that, oh no, people weren't in fact pissed off enough. That's the same with in these examples that I gave. And is that possible in 2026, even after having said that Bengal doesn't really have elections? Because lots of some places in West Bengal do have fair elections, especially in overwhelmingly Hindu majority
Hindu area.
places where BJP never wins. So that portion of the Bengali Hindu masses whose vote still goes to a bit of Trinamool and bit of CPIM. What about them in 2026?
That's where I think Suvendu is so effective. Like, even without Suvendu, BJP actually breached all the bastions where there is a significant Muslim population or near a significant Muslim population. It was actually the western part of West Bengal and some other parts of the north that expectedly did not perform in 2021. Okay. These are primarily Hindu or tribal areas. So Shubhendu Adhikari has actually made huge strides in these areas. Now, that's, I think, what he brings to the table. Now, you might argue that, okay, 2024, what happened? 2024, something very interesting happened. In many in urban Vidhan Sabhas, BJP leads on around 70 or 80 of the urban Vidhan Sabhas. Okay, so there are 297 Vidhan Sabhas in West Bengal. BJP is leading on 70 of the urban ones out of the 120 or 110, and you have the rest from rural Bengal. Okay, BJP's total leads were around over 100, I think 105 or 6, something like that. And in many seats, BJP lost in the Vidhan Sabha and even Lok Sabha, especially the Vidhan Sabhas. BJP lost by around 3,000 votes, 10,000 votes, and all that stuff. Okay, so taking that into account, I must say that what happened was something happened in almost every Lok Sabha, especially certain particular Lok Sabhas with particularly very peaceful Lok Sabhas. These Lok Sabhas, these Vidhan Sabha constituencies inside the Lok Sabhas had overwhelmingly high vote shares. Okay, in the favor of the ruling party. So much so that the other leads that the BJP took around the Lok Sabhas, other Vidhan Sabhas, those leads were brought down and the BJP was defeated. Okay. Another factor I noticed was the CPIM still gets around the same number of votes. That is the difference between BJP and the TMC. So let's say there's a seat like Krishnanagar, where the BJP and TMC have roughly 1 lakh, 1 lakh bhi nahi, I think 60,000-70,000 difference. The CPIM got around 2 lakh votes. So even if the CPIM is going to be dented, then only the BJP can win. Okay. So a number of factors are there, but I'm telling you that if we take the Vidhan Sabha leads from the Lok Sabha election of 2012, then the Vidhan Sabha leads are definitely above 100 and almost near 110. Okay. So that's certainly, that's pretty good, I must say, despite all the problems that they faced inside the party.
Now,
And this is
based
for
on a
Bangladesh and all that stuff. This is before all this. Yeah.
true, based on the comments made by a recent right-wing guest of ours on our podcast, I'm asking you this question. that his opinion is that Suvendu taking this hard Hindutva turn is kind of required because the corruption card obviously has not worked in 2021, not
Doesn't
in
work. Yeah.
2024 apparently. So his opinion is just that the language is too crass, and it's crass not in the sense of gali galoj, but it's just too direct and too overt, and that does not bode well with Bengalis. Now, who are those Bengalis, and is that comment really correct?
Can I get back to the corruption thing once, because I have something to say about the corruption.
Right.
So BJP going against corruption actually killed its chances in the past, in 2021. I'll tell you why. Most Bengalis right now who earn some money in West Bengal are dependent on some form of corruption for their livelihood. Okay. Mostly Hindus, actually. They are so dependent on the corruption that when BJP says that we will kick out the corrupt leaders, they actually get scared and they vote more for TMC. Because TMC guaranteed them jobs and all kinds of benefits if they work with the program. Okay. And actually a lot of Hindus did tell me, despite, I didn't believe them much, but then I realized when the election results came out, that a number of people actually voted for TMC because the status quo benefited them. This was, I'm talking about the grassroots families where people want to be teachers or Group C, Group D staff, that kind of thing, or want to get some kind of benefits from the party. They do some kind of menial labor jobs, which or they do wo jo Manrega hai na, Manrega, the thing that they get, the money that they get for digging holes and stuff on the road. So that these jobs, they don't actually do anything. They just get paid. They just get paid just like that. Now, what they thought is that because Narendra Modi and BJP are so hard on corruption, relatively harder on corruption than Congress and all other parties and TMC for sure, they actually feared that all their livelihood will go if BJP comes to power. Okay.
That was one of my questions, that will the corruption beneficiaries vote? And that's a pretty big number, the corruption beneficiaries of Bengal. They are a constituency in themselves.
It's a large number. And this is where I will say, and I'll answer your last question through this, because that is where Hindutva works. Okay. And I'm not saying Hindutva works because, it's like a 4D chess thing. Matlab Hindutva works at the end of the day. It's not like that. Suvendu has made Hindutva a home, a kind of, a neighborhood, a normal thing in the state. I'll tell you how. So whenever Hindus are attacked, let's say Murshidabad, for example, what he did was he brought the guy who's like, when they were attacking, they destroyed the property and the money of a lot of people. Okay, so they had actually stored money and jewelry and all that. So all the money was burnt. Okay.
Yeah, lifetime savings were robbed.
Exactly. So a lot of people, they had actual hard cash, maybe 50,000, 20,000 rupees and all. वो भी बहुत है, मतलब West Bengal में 20,000 rupees is like you're a king. Okay. So they kept that amount in their house, and the protesters, they burned that money. Okay. So there were pictures of these old men and women, taking that money out and crying with the money. Okay. So Suvendu Adhikari did press conferences with them and all that. So Suvendu's smartness is he's making people realize that the house and the money you're talking about that you're going to get from the ruling party, you're not going to even be able to hold on to that or your life if this continues. Unless BJP comes to power. So he is making Hindutva a very vernacular thing. He's linking it with your house, he's linking it with your pocket, he's linking it with your daughter's, daughter's virginity, whatever. Like he's linking it with everything that you hold dear. Okay. Because he is also raising questions of, women are getting raped, abducted and all that. So he is actually linking it with things that you hold dear, but you never thought about that because these never really affected you per se. Now people are, that's the problem with Bengal, is that despite the partition, people still kind of forgot about everything. And then that includes Ghotis and Bangals, because partition, everyone was affected, Ghotis and Bangals. Okay.
How were
Okay.
Ghotis affected? Because they had to give Bhater fan.
Ghotis were affected because Bangals, so I can't comment on either because I'm neither. So Ghotis were affected. I'll tell you how. A lot of Bangals,
The landlord thing.
the landlord thing,
Rent. Yeah.
because the Bangals, what happened is they came, and a lot of people, and I can't blame them because they had lost everything.
Yeah.
So they were paying like $100 and $50 for some some kind of rent of a large piece of land, and then the CPIM did the rent control thing, which is always as a libertarian you will know that that's a horrible idea always.
Yeah.
So what that did was that screwed the property owners and the rentier, the people who are now they are paying rent, so they are enjoying this property, but it's shit because nobody repairs the property. Okay. And then they live in these dilapidated houses for $100, but these are large houses, so that's how the houses never get repaired.
Yes.
Everyone suffered. But and nobody cares because people are not thinking that okay, I'll buy a house in a different place. Everyone is happy in the poverty. Everyone's happy in the way they are just alive, basically, in West Bengal. And that is something you have commented on many times. So you understand that everyone got affected by partition. Okay. So forget that. In that sense, I would say that everyone got screwed. But what I was actually trying to say is that the partition affected almost everyone in West Bengal, almost. Okay. But despite that, there aren't a lot of people who discuss the reasons for partition and why it happened and all that. And this is again on both sides. Nobody. I've never heard Ghoti families also say that, why did partition happen? And we became poor as a result. Or Bangals also never said why did partition happen and we lost everything and came here. Okay, it's only now, maybe for the last 5-6 years, that I'm hearing this kind of thing. Okay, that's where I would say that Suvendu and leaders like him may become very important things. Okay. These are the narratives that Suvendu brings up, the way in which he links it to all things you hold dear, especially your land, life, everything. That is the way in which Hindutva becomes a vernacularized and a kind of everyday parlance in the state of West Bengal.
It's interesting you bring up the parlance thing because, or the vernacularization of Hindutva finally in Bengal, because a lot of people from Abhitar Mitra to people in Bengal have been saying Hindutva needs to be Bengalicized in Bengal, which is not happening. And most people's methods have been to therefore say Raja Pratapaditya was as great as Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. But is what Suvendu doing that is getting that job done? Bengalicizing, or in Bengal's context, making Hindutva important?
Suvendu typically uses some imagery in his words. For example, Tulsi Kather Mala, Mukhe Tulsir Pata. Okay.
His imagery is fucking spot on. Even when he talked about the fiscal conservatism of Jagannath Cultural Center, calling Mamta a fake Hindu, then why is it a cultural center? Why is the government spending tax money? The moment he said it, he was casually getting up on a train. The camera is here. And that's when he comes up with these brilliant points, which are all well articulated, catchy, easy to fucking remember, and brilliant points. Exactly. Holy shit.
And you will see the Hindu imagery he's saying about the kind of Vaishnav imagery, and even Shakto. He's not like, I won't say like he is he knows rural Bengal better than I think any politician, including Dilip Ghosh. Okay, just because Dilip Ghosh talks like a rural politician doesn't mean he is one necessarily, because he spent a lot of his time in Andaman and all these places, okay, in RSS camps. But Suvendu Adhikari actually worked in rural Bengal. Okay, he knows every district, every nook and cranny of every area. He knows how people talk. He's like, you know why Donald Trump is so attractive? Because Donald Trump talks like a crass white guy, okay,
Yeah.
and Suvendu Adhikari talks like a crass rural Bengali. He doesn't give a damn about the Bhadralok, and rightly so, because Bhadraloks are less than 2% of the electorate anyway, and most of them, order wine on Swiggy and have it and go to sleep on vote day. So it doesn't even matter.
My counter
It's
to
the
you here would be that the Bhadralok percentage might be 2% or lesser, maybe, because most of them are in Pune and Bangalore. But the Bhadralok mindset has definitely percolated and trickled down to Mafusils and suburbs and outskirts of Kolkata as well. Now, to include them, we have, along with them, we have the corruption beneficiaries, which may or may not include the Bhadralok mindset Wale people as well. So what I'm saying is that Suvendu Adhikari breathing down people's neck is definitely working, we know, from everyone now blaming all commies, Trinamool supporters, Bengalis, Abhishek Banerjee calling for the taking back of POK, many urban Bengali Muslims saying that yes, we must do introspection finally in 2025. I would say all of that from Bengal is happening absolutely because Suvendu is breathing down their necks. But is he that close to their necks enough to get the corruption beneficiary vote? Because that's a huge percentage that will
Have you
shift
ever heard?
the vote.
Have you ever heard Suvendu Adhikari call Rahul Gandhi a Gandu?
No.
You haven't. You're not aware of that, right? And this is
No.
why. This is what's going to prove my point. Suvendu Adhikari he's a genius. Okay, and this is how cultural capital or caste system works. Okay, he's from a family of politicians. Okay, and he's his family's old zamindari money and all that.
Yeah.
But he's like one of those rural zamindars, not like Rabindranath Tagore, who came to Calcutta, wrote a few poems, and sometimes went back to the village to collect taxes. He's not like that. He's the kind of zamindar whose family stayed in the, the villages. Okay, and actually, I have heard from some senior journalists that his dad actually, drinks Bangla still with some villagers and all that. Okay, that's the political networking they do. Okay, so Suvendu is so connected, and whatever. My point is different. My point is this: that once he did call Rahul Gandhi a Gandu, when Rahul Gandhi said something about gas stove and all. I don't even remember what he said, because Rahul Gandhi, says every now and then these kind of things. Some people criticized him. Okay, some people said you're abusing. And then Shojol Ghosh from Calcutta, he said that actually Gandu in some Swahili or something means Shraddhanjali, means respect. So Suvendu actually respected Rahul Gandhi. Okay. So why did I say this? Okay. Because maybe 10-15 years ago, calling a guy, a leader of opposition, saying the word Gandu in public would have kind of, basically gotten you banned from all Bhadralok circles and everything. This never even made headlines per se. This was like a one-day headline kind of thing, like nobody cares. Okay. My point is this, that Suvendu Adhikari is somebody that the Bhadralok cannot deny. Or the best they can say is, oh, he's TMC or ex-TMC, he's corrupt.
Right.
But at this point, like I told you, everyone in West Bengal is corrupt. So Suvendu being extra corrupt is not a big deal, even if he is. Okay. And him being rural is actually his biggest asset. If they say, and him being ex-TMC doesn't matter, because Mamata is ex-Congress, and so many people are so many this, ex that, it doesn't matter anymore. What matters to rural Bengal is that he kind of, he appeals to the biggest, broadest base of Hindus in West Bengal, like never before. I think the last time this kind of thing happened was before the partition. Okay. Nobody could mobilize Hindus the way he has mobilized after partition till now. And Suvendu's mom is a Bangal from Borishal.
Okay.
His dad is from Mednipur, his mom is from Borishal. So he actually keeps talking about the problems of Bangals and Ghotis. He nobody can, he's perfect. He's a perfect specimen in that sense. Like he's everything you need essentially in an opposition leader right now.
Right.
And not to mention his track record. I mean, he defeated the sitting chief minister. The Trinamool claims, this is not my claim, the TMC claims that he rigged the election against Mamata Banerjee. So this is significant because the Mamata Banerjee was still the chief minister when apparently Suvendu rigged the election against her. This I am not saying, people like Devanshu of TMC said this. Okay. So that means imagine the kind of power and influence that he has in that area, that even the sitting chief minister alleges that he rigged the election against her. Okay. That is something worth mentioning. Not to mention, he actually kind of he embodies that whole spirit of resistance and whatever you can think of, because Nondigram happened because of him. Shingur, interestingly, Suvendu did not really appear in the Shingur protests. Yes, of course he had to support it because his party was involved, but Suvendu Adhikari was not physically present much during the Shingur Andolan. That was primarily Mamata Banerjee and a few of the Calcutta elites who went to that area. Okay, and some people like Partho Chatterjee and all. You won't find a lot of pictures of Suvendu during that time. You will find a ton of pictures of Partho, Mamata, Mukul Roy and all these people who were primarily the Calcutta-based leadership of TMC. So that's the thing. You know, Suvendu is like the most professional and the most perfect politician I would say West Bengal deserves right now, or whatever the Dark Knight thing, the hero we deserve, or I keep forgetting the dialogue now. The one we need and not the one we deserve, or something like that, or whatever. We deserve Mamata Banerjee, but I guess Suvendu is what we have to do with, and that's better.
So are you saying only time will tell that whether he was breathing down people's neck enough or not to get the corruption beneficiaries' vote? Or are you sure that it will get?
I think he already has the vote. The truth is that, like I keep telling you, that there are no real elections in West Bengal. So till there are real elections, we can't really gauge his influence. But the other thing is, Narendra Modi now has 240 seats in the Lok Sabha. Okay, winning West Bengal guarantees you almost 30 seats, whoever's the ruling party.
Yes.
Okay. Even without rigging, because people here are so poor. If you just give them some scheme, Modi ye, Modi wo, this, that, whatever, people are going to vote for you like blindly. Okay.
Modi Sri.
People here, yeah, exactly. He can just change it. I mean, the people of West Bengal don't even care anymore about how much you give, as long as they get. It's like beggars can't be choosers, right? Like the people of West Bengal are in that state right now. So if BJP does come to power in using 356 or something, BJP matlab central government takes over power using 356 or something and has free and fair elections, I'm telling you that TMC will cease to exist.
No, but what if 355, not 356 happens?
Then I don't know. Then I don't think that. Then there is one possibility, of course, there is one distinct possibility. If BJP can get 120 seats, which is still not impossible, which is quite possible. If BJP gets 120 seats, then BJP is coming to power. Because now, all you need are like 25 more MLAs, and TMC MLAs can be bought with anything, basically. Not a big deal. Operation Lotus jaise hua tha, that kind of thing.
If we finally find out in 2026 that this was in fact Canada 2025 or Revolt of 1857 or Bengal 2021, 2024 again, that yes, the opposition was breathing down the ruler's neck, but not enough, then will that be the end of BJP?
Yes, I fear so. Suvendu Adhikari, if he is unable to win in 2026, BJP is unable to win in 20 or get 120, 25 seats and then buy the rest of the MLAs or whatever. If they don't do that, then BJP is finished. Suvendu Adhikari might form his own political party. I don't know.
Who will fund that party?
No, because then BJP is over. BJP is over. In 2026, if it doesn't happen, I don't think BJP will last beyond that. Unless there is another possibility, that is that a Muslim party like MIM or ISF takes over has the critical mass to actually win the election, defeat TMC, which they are actually attaining that critical mass as we speak. And then then the opposition party will have to be BJP, because it will have to be a Hindu opposition party. It will be like Kashmir. Matlab, the way BJP gets the default opposition position in Kashmir because Kashmir is a Muslim majority state, the same way Bengal will have that. So tab he Suvendu might be the perpetual leader of opposition of West Bengal.
Now you see our Hindu deep state RSS, since they have immense groundwork capabilities and also play 4D, 5D chess, have they also realized that BJP is definitely not coming to power in 2026, and hence sending their guy to hang out with Mamata Banerjee now? Is Dilip Ghosh flipping for those reasons that BJP is not coming to power anyway? Trinamool will become the opposition after Muslims take over, or will have to rule with some Hindutva vibes, and Dilip Ghosh will be helping them out with that.
In 2023, December or something, there were, I think, 5 elections. 5 states went for elections. BJP won almost all of them. Okay. Even then, after that, BJP got 240 seats in the Lok Sabha. So within 6 months, things changed. Okay, Rajasthan, where BJP did so well, BJP got screwed. Maharashtra, BJP got screwed. Maharashtra mein to again, but BJP again after Lok Sabha, when it got screwed, again it won. Okay. So with a decent mandate as well. Delhi, BJP won this time. Haryana, despite the anti-incumbency, BJP won quite well. Congress, despite almost winning, did not win. So within 6-7 months, things change rapidly in politics. You can't, you can't make any assumption. Especially with a party like TMC, it's actually fun because unlike the CPIM, which actually has a dedicated ideological cadre, or matlab ideological bhi nahi utna, matlab CPIM's the loyalty that the people of the Communist Party, the supporters had, is of a different variety than TMC. You see, that's why TMC, when they were supposed to go out of power in 2021, half of the TMC leaders suddenly joined this thing, BJP. Because TMC has no ideology. TMC is all about profit. Okay. And if the profitability will decrease for some reason, whether it's because of central intervention, and don't say BJP won't impose 356, because if I'm not mistaken, they did impose 356 very recently in the Northeast, in Manipur. If I'm not mistaken.
There were there was more violence. They will probably, if at all they want to do those things, they will impose 355. Definitely not 356. Even I believe that.
देखते हैं 355 भी करेंगे तो even that is big. Okay. But again, none of this, again, this is all speculation, right? And again, I am also telling you there might be a democratic way also. Matlab BJP, if it can get 126 on its own, which is not impossible, okay, and given the anti-incumbency, even then BJP can do Operation Lotus and come. Okay. So I'm not saying it's absolutely impossible. These are the only 2 ways I can see it happening. Now, I may not be right, and don't hold that against me. I'm not a psephologist. Big, great psephologists failed in West Bengal. So it doesn't work that way. Because like I said again, because there are no actual elections. And I'll tell you what happened in 2011 when the CPIM still got 41% and TMC and Congress both together got 42% and won the election. The central government actually did a good job of conducting the elections. Okay. The CPIM's usual tactics did not work at that time. So central, without imposing emergency, they did it. So it is possible actually to win in a democratic manner in West Bengal. But again, the BJP does not have a long time. Like the demographic change is too much for it to control the situation in West Bengal. So I don't know how it will happen. But it's not that it can never happen. Okay. Just like when after Modi won 4 out of 5 states or something, he still got 240 in the Lok Sabha. And then after doing badly in the Lok Sabha, he won 3 states, one after the other. Big states except Jharkhand. So the same way anything can happen, but in West Bengal again, because everyone, because of the rigging and stuff, people can't be sure. That's the only problem.
Can you confirm something for us? Why is the crass language of Suvendu, according to you, working? Is Bengal that far gone that the great cultural hub called West Bengal now celebrates only crass language, or people get popular because of crass language?
No, there has been a cultural and economic impoverishment in West Bengal that has kind of, become the norm. Okay. Because there are no good schools and teachers, as you were just talking about, I think in your last live stream. There are no good teachers, and you can't even blame the teachers anymore, because you see, if you're not getting paid the big bucks, or if there's a lot of politics in the whole recruitment process, where the best minds are going to go? The communist, the upper castes, they just left the state mostly. And can you blame them? Because I mean, you can blame them for saying that they actually were commies, and then once the situation changed, they actually left the state and left the poor people to suffer under this regime. But forgetting that, the other point is that, see, the state of West Bengal no longer performs well in any marker of human development, education, GDP per capita. Any marker of development, West Bengal is nowhere close.
Even on apps like Skillbox, Book My Show, if you open the app and search for cities in India, there are like 6-8 cities that they show on top, and Kolkata doesn't feature in them. And they don't do it out of hatred for Kolkata, just because there's not enough consumption in Kolkata of those events.
No, there can't be, because if I was telling you the other day that I know of a guy who's basically, I have actually seen people working as liftman and stuff, like from, I actually understood. So I was in Delhi for a while, and one day I walked into a lift, and the guy started talking in Hindi to me. Okay, and I gauged from his accent that he's a Bengali. So I said, "Apni ki Bengali?" And he said yes, and he said he's from Nadia. And I said, "So you're doing this job here?" So he said, "Yes, I'm a liftman here." So I'm like, so basically a liftman who does not earn a lot of money at all, even these kind of jobs people from West Bengal are doing in different parts of the country, because there are no jobs in Calcutta. There are no jobs in West Bengal. I have heard of young kids working in those event management companies as interns, basically lowly paid interns who get paid occasionally, maybe hanging balloons and stuff. But the guy still did not get a gig in Calcutta, okay, or West Bengal. But the West Bengal is so badly screwed that what do you expect, from this state? It's totally gone to the dogs.
Yeah. Now, the Jagannath Cultural Center. Before we get to why Dilip Ghosh went there, because there's a trajectory of his actions that we will have to discuss. First question is, why are Hindus going there, from the bhaktas to the priests? Don't they realize that what is this all about? They are still that easily foolable. They are still the gullible nut jobs they have forever been. Their ancestors have been.
Who's going there?
Do you think it will remain empty and boycotted? People won't go there.
I'll tell you why some people will go there. It won't be boycotted. I'll tell you why some people will go there. Because it's been in the news for so long, people are just going to say, what the hell is the hullabaloo about? Okay. And I'll tell you something else also. Somebody like Sofikul Islam or somebody might go there, take pictures and say that, see, this is a joke. And when people see it on YouTube, they won't even go. Okay. Bengalis have a lot of fun.
Why won't they go there just because it's a joke? I'm expecting they won't go there because they realize what a way to fool it was, just fool Hindus. But why will it be a joke? It's still a temple, nice looking temple. It's a nice copy paste.
It's not even an actual temple. It's not even a real temple. It's a cultural center, right?
But actual puja path to hoga.
पूजा पाठ शायद बाहर होगा. I have no idea how it works. I'll have to get more info on that. But as far as I know, it's not an actual temple. It's not a real temple.
No, they called it cultural center only so that they could spend tax money on it, not because it's not because they won't have puja
But
part.
let's say there will be puja part right outside it. Let's say they allocate a small land and some trust sets up a small puja part center there or whatever. It's still, you see, the Bengali pull towards Lord Jagannath draws lakhs of Bengalis per year to Puri. Okay, that will not change at all, because I'll tell you why. Bengalis are very cowardly as a people right now, not before. Right now we are. So most people will think that if I go to this horrible, whatever mimicry of the Puri Jagannath temple, I'm not going to get blessings. And I'll tell you why. Because most Bengalis are actually Abrahamic in their thought process. Okay, they think of gods as ATMs. Where
Yes.
if you go and do the right kind of puja part, even if you're a communist who's
Yes.
saying that Kashmir is a great place, you should go to Pahalgam and stuff. Even if you are that kind of person, you basically at the end of the day go to a temple to pray for money and power. Okay, and I'll tell you, that's the biggest reason why so many people from West Bengal went to Kumbh. And that's the biggest reason so many Bengalis go to Puri Jagannath, because they think that the Lord Jagannath in Puri is so powerful that they will grant all your wishes. That's why they go. So many people go. And I'll tell you, that's exactly the reason that they will go more to Puri than this whatever joke they have done.
So you are saying this project is going to flop, essentially, mostly.
Yeah. Initially, some people will go. They'll be like, "Oh, what the hell is this?" That kind of thing. But then it'll fizzle out. It won't work.
I don't think so. They have spent enough on specific influencers as well, and that will gather a vibe, and people will go there just to prove that they are real Hindus who are not Hindutvadis. We are real Hindus.
I doubt it. That's where I'm telling you, if the real Hindu thing will drive them to Puri, where they might not vote for BJP. मतलब Puri में जाएंगे इसलिए they may not vote for BJP. They'll still might vote for CPM and Congress, CPM and TMC, which are very anti-Hindu parties. But they won't. They will go to Puri for a very different reason. That's what I'm telling you. Religiosity, if that is your main thing, they will rather go to Puri. That's what I'm telling you. That doesn't make them Hindutva activists. That just means that they are more interested in the ATM kind of relationship that they have. I'll give this. I'll give you this kind of gold or money, and you give me whatever success and whatever I want in life.
Yeah, okay. But the time will prove. We reserve our judgment here. We will see. We will check up in 6 months. Yeah, 6 months or a year.
If whether it works or not, $100. Yeah.
I absolutely believe it will be a
because
pretty big
this is
success.
The GDP of West Bengal is so low that the bet is not more than $100. Okay.
Yeah.
It might bankrupt the channel.
Yes. Now, so now we will get to Dilip Ghosh. A man who comes from RSS, didn't get married. What he is now, 60 or 68 or something. So Tyag is a prerequisite for being in RSS. So he has done Tyags all his life and got BJP to where it is today, up until Suvendu took the mantle and carried it forward like a relay race. So that man got very legitimately pissed off with the Prime Minister's office after 2021 genocide of massacre of BJP party workers. And even said that I don't care about the PMO even. That's something no BJP worker has ever had the balls to say, especially after 2014. He had the balls to say even that. And then didn't get any minister of state positions, which means absolutely nothing pretty much. But at least that gets you some power. He didn't even get that. And then he called out Suvendu Adhikari for burning Pakistan's flag and got married at the perfect time when the crescendo, the fever pitch was about to hit in Bengal, because people were pissed off enough with SSC, Murshidabad, Bangladesh happening. And right then and there, the man who sacrificed all his life could not delay his marriage by a few months anymore, because he has sacrificed maybe so much already, and maybe he is pissed off enough and doesn't feel like he needs to sacrifice more for the party, and decides to get married at a time when the fever pitch was about to hit against the ruling party, and the entire discourse breaks down like a house of cards, because the entire Bengali vernacular media news channels only and only start covering his wedding all of a sudden, and everyone stops discussing SSC and Murshidabad. And naturally, the ruling party was very happy with it. They really sent them
Everyone blessed
their
him.
best wishes and
Everyone.
stuff.
They even said,
And
asli mard, Diluda is.
right. And
Yeah, yeah.
then yesterday, at the inauguration of the Jagannath Cultural Center, Dilip Ghosh visits that as well. So is he going to join Trinamool, or is he just going to be a Trojan horse and pissed off, or he's just pissed off with BJP and he doesn't care about anyone who wins or who loses?
With respect to Dilip Ghosh, I have to say that most of your observations are on point, and I think 2021 se 6 mahine pehle, I think Dilip Ghosh had built up the momentum to win 2021. But as we know, something went wrong right before 2021, that the management went completely haywire. Tathagata Rai has said this on numerous occasions, that women, wine, all kinds of things were on this, or on offer from the TMC, and that also kind of worked. And a lot of the leaders that the BJP central leadership and Mukul Roy made, the party, made them join the party. They were basically locally corrupt, horrible people, except with the exception of Suvendu and a few others, very select few others like Shajal Ghosh and all. The rest were basically in it for money, and once BJP lost, they all left also. Okay. Except Suvendu. So anyway, my point is that Dilip Ghosh had done a lot, and they did him dirty. Okay. And most BJP people, workers, were respectful of him till a few months ago. Now
Yes.
the problem is that I actually like what he did. I'll tell you why I like what he did. Because he just made it clear that Suvendu is the biggest leader of this party right now. Because nobody will take him seriously after this. Okay. So in a way, he has actually done the biggest, like, the biggest sacrifice he has done for Suvendu today. Even if it's not intended to be that.
But let me confirm one thing with you first, because our previous guest was asked the same question by me, and he said that, look, after all, he has no significant position in the party, and therefore, as a private citizen, why can't he get married? What's the big deal? My only counter argument, which I could not give to him because of time constraints, was that he knows what it was going to do in terms of the discourse of the state and the current media coverage. Therefore, he should have delayed his marriage by a few months.
And at that time, that was such a time.
Do you agree?
When, yeah, absolutely. See, that was a time when the media focus was, for a change, showing the plight of Hindus in Murshidabad and all. Okay.
Yes. And they were using words like Islamic terrorism and Hindu victims and stuff.
Yeah, all of that was happening.
Yeah.
And it was like as if out of nowhere he suddenly decided to get married. Like it wasn't even announced, like nobody knew anything. Suddenly out of nowhere, when these kind of things happen, it's very it kind of puts a bad taste in your mouth, that did it have to happen right now? Okay. And he's not some average guy. He was the biggest leader of the BJP till about maybe a year or two ago. Okay.
Till Suvendu.
Exactly. And Suvendu also, Suvendu joined in 2020 November. So, but Suvendu sees seriousness, like right after the post-poll violence. Suvendu rushed to every house he could. Calcutta se, North Bengal se, jaha, matlab, any place you're seeing a victim, you see Suvendu Adhikari right beside him the next day. Okay. And he doesn't even have a helicopter or private jet. Okay. He does this on his car all day. I think he's out of his house 20 hours out of 24. Okay.
Yes, of course.
The amount of hard work he has put, the amount of, I think only PT Usha can compete with him in speed. Okay. So he has like embodied that. And Dilip Ghosh, I guess, because of the backstabbing that he felt was done, and even I felt was done to him, it will obviously demoralize the best of persons. And then Dilip Ghosh suddenly became a darling of the TMC. Like TMC leaders suddenly starts saying Dilip Ghosh is the best, and this and that, and everyone loves him and all that, and that's the biggest issue there is. You know, Dilip Ghosh is not serious anymore, and in the middle, what had happened is, he used to go out on morning walks, give ajib theories to the media, and come back home. Okay, and all day the media just ran that. Whereas Suvendu Adhikari, from morning till night, even at 12 o'clock in the night, Suvendu Adhikari was doing rallies, one after the other, crazy. I have not seen him sit in a place for the last.
I have
20
never
years.
seen Suvendu in the same district in 2 days in a row.
Exactly, he travels like a crazy person,
Yes.
and the amount of hard work he puts in is like insane. And that's why I'm telling you, the Vidhan Sabha seats that BJP got even in 2024 were over 100. That is way better than what 2021 was achieved. 2021 it was 77. If BJP got 110 seats in 2021, even then there was a possibility that the government could be formed in West Bengal by BJP. But they got 77. But under Suvendu, if I'm to say that Suvendu Adhikari was the biggest factor in getting votes for BJP in 2024, then by that logic, he got over 105 seats or something in the Lok Sabha.
Hello? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm there.
So take this question on the screen. Okay. Why Dilip Ghosh is not expelled from BJP after all of that?
Why
It
will he be
solidified the
expelled?
theory of BJP TMC got up because the second part of actually that's the explanation, that because it solidifies the theory of BJP TMC got up match fixing.
I think that the central leadership still, I don't know if they still don't understand. I think they have some inkling of what West Bengal is. If Modi ji goes to a Congress leader's house for a wedding, that's not a problem. Okay,
Yeah.
or for something, because in Gujarat, Congress leaders don't get killed for being Congress leaders.
Yeah.
Or in Tamil Nadu, Annamalai does not get death threats and beaten up because he's a BJP leader. Okay, what happens in West Bengal is absolutely unique. That's why. But I think that if objectively put in an all India scenario, what Dilip Ghosh did is not at all problematic. Okay.
Yes.
But only in the context of West Bengal and Bengali BJP workers, it's a problem right now. Okay.
Now,
And that's
go on.
a liability at this point.
This is a nice question from the nice comment from Shayok. It's interesting. He's saying Dilip Ghosh will never be expelled because he has done so much that if the party tried to disavow him, it would cost the party dearly. Do you think so?
I agree. Because
How?
there are still people who will. You see, it's not everyone will absolutely side with the sentiments on this. They might say that okay, he's a very emotional guy. He just went to Digha, this, that, whatever. It'll just I don't know. But the party can't kick him out just for going to a function with.
What about the
CM,
trajectory?
right?
No, I'm not talking about kicking out, but I'm talking about people who are still his supporters. The trajectory is pretty significant. Criticizing Suvendu for burning Pakistan's flag, then getting married at a fever pitch, then going to the Jagannath cultural center. It has to be seen in that context.
That's what it was a problem today when a lot of people started attacking his rally today, and these were primarily BJP workers. Okay.
Yes.
Now that's significant because till date, Diluda was like a god for BJP workers.
Yes.
But,
even for people
today,
who are in general Suvendu supporters, they also never had any
nobody had a
of respect
problem
for
with
Dilip. Yes.
Exactly. The thing is that today he did get attacked. Not physically attacked like that, but he was.
He got go back slogans and stuff.
And all, yeah, exactly. And see, nothing speaks. He may have been something great, but even he lost in the Lok Sabha election, right? And almost all of Suvendu Adhikari's candidates won. Like whoever Suvendu Adhikari had proposed, almost all of those candidates, the 12 MPs that BJP has from West Bengal right now, 10 or 11 of them are Suvendu Adhikari's choice. Okay.
Yeah.
including North Bengal, Alipurduar and all these places. Suvendu Adhikari personally campaigned for these people. He's like the Donald Trump of, in that sense, BJP West Bengal. Okay.
Yeah.
So, जैसे Donald Trump, जिसके लिए Donald Trump did not campaign for Pierre Poilievre and he lost. Like, if you're a conservative leader without Donald Trump's blessing, it doesn't seem to be working these days. That's the thing.
Yeah.
So,
Shayak is saying this totally proves the statement that either you die a hero or live long enough to become the. Yeah, it does. It does. See, this is why great films work regardless of the people, the race of the people who are the actors in the movie. RRR, Kantara, Bahubali works all across the world. We grew up liking movies of Sylvester Stallone because they speak some universal truths to us. We don't need black people or brown people to say good stories. So for those reasons, this is such a great line that is universal. Now, which are the people in BJP who have a problem with Suvendu to the extent that they fear that Suvendu winning or BJP winning might actually needs to be prevented? Are there some people in BJP like that?
absolutely. Most people benefiting out of the status quo arrangement between TMC and BJP in the state right now, they do not want Suvendu to come to power. Because Suvendu Adhikari is a tour de force. He's too strong a leader for them to control. Okay. So Mamata Banerjee actually, to reiterate what Tathagata Rai had said many times, Kamini and Kanchon, money and women, wine, women, money, that this lethal combo. These kind of things have been supplied by Mamata Banerjee for, not, I won't say Mamata Banerjee, I shouldn't say that, allegedly by TMC agents for a while, okay, since before 2021. And that caused the downfall of BJP in 2021. And even after 2021, what happened is a number of leaders stayed back. Okay, I'm not going to name them on your show, but a lot of people who follow BJP closely in West Bengal know these people. There are some leaders who even invited Mamata Banerjee to their daughter's birthday or wedding or something. Okay, so there are these kind of people who are absolutely hated by most people in West Bengal who are BJP supporters. Okay, and these are the people who don't want Suvendu to come to power because they know that once Suvendu comes to power, the thing that the kind of gifts they are getting apparently from the TMC, those will stop and they have to actually do work in order to survive. Or they might not even survive if Suvendu comes. Like Suvendu might do a purge and just keep his own people in power. So they might not even stay. So the present day mein jo log, matlab, if you see there are BJP leaders in top positions who don't really protest against the TMC. Those are the people you have to understand are actually being fed something or the other by the TMC. This is my understanding. This may not be right. I have not taken names, but if you just follow Bengal politics for a few days, you'll know what I'm talking about.
Now we have some great comments and questions from the live chat. Rutvik is saying, can he become the Trojan horse into TMC? He be the Hindutva guy in TMC.
See, TMC trying to be a Hindu party is like, I don't know. It's like Farooq Omar Abdullah trying to be a BJP worker. It doesn't work.
No, has Mamata also seen the writing on the wall?
Definitely, she's seen the writing on the wall,
and therefore to save Trinamool, she wants to do some Hindutva with Dilip Ghosh. Is that
so? The funny thing is, if Mamata Banerjee is as clever as people claim her to be clever, she knows that there are two threats. From the Hindu side, it is the Hindu consolidation that's happening right now. From the Muslim side, it is the demographic change that is favoring parties like ISF and Asaduddin Owaisi and all. Okay, she has threats on both sides. So even if she but then again, Mamata Banerjee will be more focused on 2026 than 2031. 2031 देख लेंगे बाद में. So 2026 के लिए that might try to work, but I don't think Dilip Ghosh is that big a fish. Like, you see, because of Murshidabad and all these issues, and because Suvendu Adhikari is so, he's so polarizing as a figure. Whoever had to make up their minds has mostly made up their minds already. By the
Okay.
time of Malda Murshidabad, many people have made up their minds. Okay. And Suvendu Adhikari, I think Dilip Ghosh, like I said, inadvertently, Dilip Ghosh is actually helping Suvendu Adhikari. That's why it might even help him later. Because now there is no doubt that the only serious guy in the party is Suvendu Adhikari.
The fact that polarization is somehow, for some reason, inherently bad and stuff is a weird premise to start with in politics. Why the fuck should there be more than one party then, if there's not going to be any polarization? So Suvendu, if Suvendu is a polarizing figure, that's actually good for BJP. And well, the ideal could be, I guess, no one polarizes and gives the message of unity and still comes to power. Why would they
No, why
then?
is
Or how?
unity always at the cost of a certain group, which is the majority of this country? Unity always, मतलब जो भी unity के बारे में बात करते हैं, they never seem to care about it when the Hindu community comes into question. So it doesn't. I think that's the biggest contribution of social media these days. Most people watch or get their news from social media, even if they watch ABP or some kind of channel or something. Even at the end of the day, or
Yes.
at least in the beginning of the day, they will watch some kind of video by some YouTube commentator or channel or whatever. So
Yes.
social media has definitely aided in changing. Like 40% जो बीजेपी को वोट मिल रहा है ना, it is a solid base that BJP has built. Now all BJP needs to do is get 5% of the vote from TMC in order to win.
That corruption beneficiary vote.
And the biggest language you need for that is Hindutva. Without Hindutva, you cannot get votes in West Bengal. Corruption, development, none of these will get votes. Development.
Yeah, because the only alternative to the Hindutva message is development or corruption, which they are beneficiaries of. They don't want that to go away.
That's the thing. See, apart from the corruption thing that you just mentioned, the development, the image of development is such that
Please
people
elaborate on that. We have to discuss that. Whether the development message is at all important in Bengal.
People know that, you see, the development brings with it a few problems. So
Right.
people of West Bengal, यहाँ पे जो residual communism है उसका problem आ जाता है. So people first think that if Adani and Ambani come in, I become poor. Okay, that's some section things. But now people are so poor that they would rather Adani Ambani comes. But imagine if Adani Ambani comes, but they are, you see, in somewhere I have heard even government employees say this, that BJP and this capitalism, if it happens, people will actually have to work hard for development. Matlab, if capitalism happens in West Bengal properly, like it used to back in the day, then you have to actually work hard for your bread. Okay, there will be lesser dole-outs and you have to actually perform in your company or whatever and get money. People dread that. And on top of that, most people, so there was this woman called Reena Shah who I was very interested in 2021, because she said that Gujarat is Swarg. Gujarat is the greatest state in the world right now. But my vote goes to CPIM because I am a practicing Vaishnav, and just like my, because I have only one god who is Narayan and Vishnu. The same way, Jyoti Basu is my one god, and in politics, and so I will vote for Jyoti Basu.
Hare Krishna.
So this woman, you just go to YouTube and type Reena Shah and you'll get her interview. Okay, and then Modi ji called her for the swearing in later on, his, I think 2019 or something. But she kept saying that Gujarat ko swarg bana diya, Gujarat ko swarg bana diya. Okay, this is the other issue, that people think of development as मतलब वो अमेरिका में हो रहा है, वो सैन फ्रांसिस्को हो रहा है, वो दुबई.
It's very far removed from the discourse of mainstream.
दुबई बुर्ज खलीफा दुबई में होगा, यहाँ पे क्यों होगा? That kind of thing. Like people can't. वो भी, even if, so somebody who actually goes to Bombay or Mumbai or Bangalore or Hyderabad,
if you haven't left, you don't even know what the fuck is going on in the rest of the country. They don't even follow any central, any Indian news, any central government news.
Exactly. So the men have left. The men have gone to these places. So the men in large sections do vote for BJP. The women, when they have to stay back mostly, maybe to take care of the children of the family or whatever.
And they get the Loki Bhandar.
Exactly. So
our periods have
what
synced.
happens. Exactly. So what happens is that for them, Burj Khalifa or this or Gift City or whatever 50-lane highway or whatever the stuff Modi is building, okay, Atal Tunnel, bridge, whatever, it doesn't matter, because all they have to do is just kind of vote for TMC and they get $1,000 a month. So that's it. And Kolkata mein that's West Bengal mein that's a big thing. And
Now,
they don't care. They don't care about the rest. And maine to bola hi, because see, corruption is so entrenched in the minds of and hearts of people here that women were saying that Mamata Banerjee said give everyone marks in the exam. So they are like, my child will get marks. He doesn't need to work hard. This is absolutely a different.
Yes, I have seen viral reels of such parents who have said on camera to vloggers and stuff that I like Didi because she gives easy marks to my kids. Then the vlogger asks, what will they do after that? She says, I don't give a fuck.
Exactly. And this is exactly what happens with the diseased people. Like, you're like, I take one day at a time. Your child, I mean, this is a total paradigm shift from even when you were young, I guess. Okay.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, even back then, there was some level of competition and, you gotta be fair, you gotta be honest and stuff. Nowadays, parents don't even give a damn. Parents are like, kitna paisa lega, naukri do. In that sense, I will say the SSC scam hit very hard somewhere. Okay. Because before this, the prevailing concept was that if you have some land, you take a loan of 10 lakhs, you give it to some neta, you'll get a job. Okay. Thanks to Abhijit Ganguly and all the judgments of the Supreme Court and High Court, that now people are going to, they have woken up at least a bit from their slumber and saying that, damn, I mean, now what? Now I have to actually work hard to get a job. And that's actually difficult. And what's going to happen? And there aren't jobs. There aren't jobs without Adani Ambani. Nahi hai to job nahi hai. Or jo bhi tha, uska koi guarantee nahi hai. Because SSC was a big thing. SSC job meant that you would get the girl of your dreams. Okay. The whatever you want. You get loans, you get a house, you get whatever. Okay. When you walk on the road, people say he cracked SSC, he's a great teacher, whatever. It was a big deal to crack SSC back in the day. Even till Buddhadev Agarwal was there. Okay. And then after that, what has happened is now people were like, okay, anyone can then get SSC because, then 10 lakh, 20 lakhs, they denge SSC ho jayega. But even then, people didn't have a problem with that. People said that, okay, yeah, that's great. I mean, we need a job, right? That's the end goal. But because of this judgment by the Supreme Court and High Court, now people, like whoever had these plans is screwed. And there are lakhs of people and their family members and their, extended kin and friends and all these people, all of whom are waiting to get jobs as the teachers. And one thing people are realizing is because of the lack of privatization, there aren't enough private schools, decent private schools in the state that can pay you. So even if you get a job as a private school teacher, how much are you even going to earn? Unless it's a great school like Don Bosco, St. Xavier's or something, you're not going to earn a ton of money. Or DPS, VPS hota to fir bhi theek hai. But where are you going to earn that money as a school teacher?
Yeah.
It's all gone down the drain completely.
Yeah. Okay. Now, Never Stop Growth is saying Dada Libertarian Party spokesperson was on CNN. Yeah, I saw CNN News 18 TV debate today. This is going mainstream. That's Ajay Mallareddy who went to CNN News 18. But I didn't know he joined the Libertarian Party of India because even when Libertarian Party of India summit happened, he was still not in the party. I am not sure if he has joined now or they just considered him a separate party as well, because he runs the Twitter handle called Indian Libertarians, which is different from the Libertarian Party of India. And his way of doing libertarianism is the one I criticized heavily one day on my live stream, because he's from the Jayant Bhandari wing of libertarians. He of course hates Jayant Bhandari personally because Jayant Bhandari just wants dictatorship, but the tone of criticizing India is the same as Jayant Bhandari. But I have seen Ajay Malla Reddy has largely changed his tone in the last at least 1 or 2 months, and he is definitely being more constructive in his criticisms. So let's see if he has joined CNN News 18, joined Libertarian Party of India, and can give some great arguments in favor of libertarianism in the mainstream. So that's great. Now, Moinakda's comment makes me want to get into the nuts and bolts of things. There are a lot of beneficiaries of handouts who vote for TMC, and make no mistake, that group is very, very big. It's not just a lot, it's huge. Plus, there are corruption beneficiaries. There are legal beneficiaries and there are corruption beneficiaries. Now, among the these legal beneficiaries that Moinakda is talking about, some of them will probably flip their votes just because of our desert homie question. But if they are not that affected, and we know that unless you are for most Hindus, unless you are affected on the day and there's a desert homie standing outside your door, most of them don't wake up. This has been the historical case with Bengali Hindus. So do they know enough about the freebie promises of BJP to flip just for BJP's freebies, or will it require the sight of a desert homie?
Bit of both. I think BJP has to promise, I think 3,000 or 5,000 for Konasri, Lokir Bhandar.
No, that to their plans they already have. Sudipto Guha told her on a podcast only. But do they know it? Because I didn't know it until Sudipto Guha told me. Because I'm not seeing any promises like that you'll also get freebies and stuff. So
अभी promise करने का कोई फायदा नहीं है. अभी से promise करने का क्या फायदा?
Then when?
In that sense, right before elections. देखो, I'll tell you something.
Will they trust then?
How they do, because if anything, Narendra Modi has done the DBT model the best in this country ever. Okay.
And do you think they know?
They know that. अरे इतना भी मतलब वो नहीं है, मतलब okay, given even if they don't know, okay, forget that. Let's say they will still think that okay, TMC is better from the monetary standpoint, okay, which is dumb, but still. Let's say that happens. Something else is also happening, which is very funny, which is very interesting, I would say. Not funny per se, but interesting. So a lot of Bengali Muslims actually are being attacked in different parts of the country. Okay. Bangladeshis, matlab, people call them Bangladeshis. They may not be Bangladeshis necessarily, but they are being attacked in different parts of the country. Now, what's happening is a lot of homies might come back sometime soon. A lot of things will happen. Might happen. I don't know when they will happen, how they will happen. They might happen. Let's see.
Now, Shreyans Prasad is saying, will Bhim Deem politics Bengal में भी आएगा क्या? वो अगर आता तो बीजेपी और भी आसानी से जीत जाता, क्योंकि यहाँ पे वो डिस्कोर्स शुरू हुआ तो खटिया खड़ी हो जाएगी कौमियों का, मगर वो उसी लिए नहीं आएगा यहाँ पे.
Exactly.
Avinav is saying illegal beneficiaries will only vote for TMC. Legal beneficiaries are already shifting slowly. I've noticed that after I saw my house help criticizing Mamta. Yes. Wait, the first sentence of Avinav might not be fully correct, because the illegal beneficiaries who live in those places which have a lot of desert homies, they also might be affected enough. But to what extent do you think?
Actually, a number of these by illegal beneficiaries, you guys understand what I'm talking about, right? Like people who, get, extortionists and so-called businessmen, who are not actually businessmen, who are actually kind of mafia people. So, building mafia and all that stuff. To these kind of people, lot of them have actually been killed in the recent times. Like a lot of people are just barged in and shot them to death and stuff like that. A lot of them have been threatened openly by other people, homies, and all that. Okay, so this has been ongoing for a while now, and अंदर क्या होगा मुझे नहीं मालूम. ऊपर maybe they'll support TMC, but inside I know that many of them are scared. And legal beneficiaries, so definitely that's what I'm saying. That's where Hindutva, Suvendu, Murshidabad, Bangladesh, all of this has worked. See, Bangladesh all happened after 2024, na. So
Yeah.
sensing the weakness of Indian government, it may have happened. So the point is that, but Bangladesh actually the only one state that Bangladesh crisis impacts heavily is West Bengal.
Yeah.
Okay, like if you go to UP, Bihar, they may not give a damn about what happens in Bangladesh, but in West Bengal, Bangladesh में जो हो रहा है, that impact is always at least 10 times more than any other state. Because the people speak the same language, they know many people who have come from there. They fear that because of the shared culture, if that's happening there, it can happen here as well. So Bangladesh, I'm telling you, Bangladesh definitely changed stuff. After that, I'm telling you that Malda Murshidabad did change stuff even more. Yes,
Yeah.
Tripura also it might impact. But Tripura people see Tripura because the homies are less. So Tripura, the effect is lesser. And also already there's a BJP government and there's mostly a tribal population. It won't work the same way as West Bengal. Okay, West Bengal is much bigger and more fragmented than Tripura. So in West Bengal, I'm telling you the Bangladesh thing definitely had an impact. Definitely had. And I'm telling you, this is a red pill that once people take, typically they don't change. Typically.
Yeah, and if you get to the algorithm of disliking desert homies, then though you are fucked. Then you'll only get
Exactly.
those our kinds of videos.
Yep.
Avinav is saying, I have a different and unpopular view. I personally want districts like Malda and Murshidabad to break away. My fizzle music. Okay, then. This is where we end our discussion. Academic Man, thank you for joining our...
कास्ट सेंसस के ऊपर 5 मिनट बोल देते हैं भाई.
Yes.
सबको
Caste
थोड़ा
census.
प्रॉफिट दो.
काहे भोसड़ी के?
Caste census. So one thing, because you keep getting abused by some people for discussing caste all the time, right? और अभी तो एकदम मतलब caste के ऊपर discussion रुकेगा ही नहीं. हाँ, तो ठीक है. My point was this, that caste, whatever we call it, whatever is your view, trad view, commie view, whatever it is, the biggest thing is my two takes on the caste census is that it will disappoint a lot of caste parties. Okay, matlab in the sense that if caste, the parties that operate on caste, right? There's Namajwadi Party, like BSP, like Kushwaha's, like RLD, even Congress in certain parts of the country. All these parties. So the thing is that caste parties work in a different way. In the sense that they inflate their numbers. Typically, a caste is, if it's, let's say, 15%, they'll say I'm 25%. If a caste is 4%, they'll say I'm 10%. Okay, that kind of way. So the same logic works for the Namashudras in West Bengal and Rajwanshis and all these castes, the smaller castes. So every caste inflates its numbers, and the numbers we actually have are mostly from the pre-independence era. Okay, and some after that, some censuses after that. So the thing is that, let's say you claim you're 20% or 25%, and then the census shows that you're actually 17 or 15% or something, then you're screwed. Okay, then you're messed up. And I have a feeling, and this is my feeling, and it might be true, that the caste census will happen. Matlab census operation will happen. People will be asked their caste, and then the results will be circulated among the political parties, most political parties. And then when the political parties see that it's not to their liking, the numbers are not to their liking, they will say that in the interest of national unity, we will stop the caste census or something like that from getting published. Okay, that is my view. मतलब लॉलीपॉप देंगे लेकिन लास्ट मिनट पे छीन भी लेंगे अलग से. And I think that it will be good if it happens in that sense. Now, if you're saying upper castes are screwed anyway because of SC/ST Act and all that stuff, upper castes are anyway screwed. So, matlab, नया नहीं है. Master stroke is not. I'm not a master stroke wadi. I know everyone's gonna abuse me right now.
Sujan is saying, how's the caste low, sir?
He can go and take that up with Gorgo Chatterjee. Now, my point is that master stroke nahi hai ye, because I'll tell you why. Because if the numbers actually come out of the way, you know, the Namajwadi and all these parties are expecting, like let's say 25% and this and that, then BJP is going for a toss. Okay. Matlab, it is a big gamble. It is a big gamble. But my understanding is that many people are not liking this thing. Okay, fine. But remember that caste is status, and uske upar Neerajan will keep doing more and more shows.
Yes, yes.
So anyway, this was my 2 cents. Master stroke nahi hai. I'm just saying that it could backfire, but I have not just a feeling. This is something that many sociologists and many statisticians have said, that the caste census data that we have already, that is so old that it is not dependable on. Okay.
No, what you are saying is definitely making sense, but the question is whether Modi did it for that reason or not. That's all the criticism is about.
एक और फैक्टर है कि बिहार इलेक्शन है. I'm not saying बिहार इलेक्शन है तो मतलब कुछ भी कर दो, but maybe it's a lollipop that the Bihari populace would like. I don't know. Because there are many small, tiny parties are there in Bihar, like 2%, 4%, 3%, ऐसे करके जोड़ के ये पूरा वो बनाते हैं. हाँ, रेनबो कोalition टाइप का बनाते हैं. So BJP tried the Hindutva route in Bihar. It didn't work. It never seems to work somehow in Bihar. Okay.
That is why Hindu Mahasabha got disappeared, but RSS stayed.
Exactly. So that is the problem. Matlab, in Bihar, they tried it. Okay, in 2015, they tried it and they failed miserably. And I don't think that because of they have to be with Nitish Kumar now, and because Hindus didn't go out and vote enough, so Modi has to depend on Nitish Kumar now. So now, to matlab Nitish Kumar will be calling the shots for Bihar. ये तो है. And see, you can't give Modi 240 seats and expect him to do a lot of work. I'm sorry if it sounds like masterstroke, but you can't stay home and have biryani and then expect on voting day, and then not give him the requisite number of seats and then say that he should turn this into some kind of utopia. It doesn't work that way. The best chance Hindus had was 303. He did some work. He did the 370 and all that. But to actually get rid of reservations and stuff like that, he would have needed 400 or something. You can't get rid of something like reservations or something like that without actually giving a substantial majority. There's nothing to do much even on that.
Yeah. Now, what Rishabh is saying, that's what I was telling you when you brought this point up with me for the first time, that political parties already have pretty accurate constituency-wise caste data. So my guess is they know what they're doing. That's one Asha Kiran. But Nitai Paul had made some great comments, and I missed this one. We're talking about the status quo inside the BJP party, okay? In Bengal.
Yeah.
Just to return to that topic for the last 2-3 minutes. So can that status quo be broken in 2026, or central BJP will be happy only by getting subtle support from TMC? But they are not getting subtle support from TMC anymore, right?
Whether BJP will win in 2026 is dependent highly on central BJP's attitude, I have a feeling. And because BJP got reduced to 240 in the Lok Sabha, they can't keep giving away, like, see, in 2026, there are going to be many elections, like Tamil Nadu, West Bengal, Assam, and a few others. Okay, so Assam chhodke, West Bengal and Tamil Nadu, BJP there's a big chance of BJP losing. Tamil Nadu mein to BJP is going to perform horribly, as far as I understand. Now, if Tamil Nadu mein you're giving away around 40, Tamil Nadu has 40 seats, I think, right? 39 or 39 seats, I think. So 39 Lok Sabha seats if you're giving away to Tamil Nadu, and you have to because you don't have a base there, the
Hmm.
closest you have to winning the 42 seats in West Bengal is still by uprooting the TMC. So
Yeah, of
I
course.
don't know. It's not like if see, another thing you have to understand is in 2027 you have the UP election, which will certainly determine large part how BJP performs in 2029. Okay. And
Yeah.
I am sure that Narendra Modi and Amit Shah are definitely worried about 2029, considering that in 2024, despite winning 5 elections right before that, they still got 240 seats in the Lok Sabha. So UP may they can't fool around. And before UP, if they lose like so many seats, so many states, that's definitely not going to be good for their image.
Hmm.
And what's worse is if they actually lose Bengal, Tamil Nadu, all of this, and Yogi does very well in UP, then the question will come from within the BJP that, okay, is Yogi the next guy? Okay, Amit Shah and Modi are done then because they can't win West Bengal despite having 40% of the vote share. So only Yogi can win now. So
Yeah.
because then that will be a bigger problem.
Okay,
Because
Nitai Paul is saying, I think Murshidabad is not so big issue as Bengali Hindu tend to think that मेरे locality में तो नहीं हो रहा है.
I agree, some Bengalis think like that, but despite that, BJP has continued to retain 38 point something percent of the vote share. And I'm telling you that will be that these change. If things were always like this, West Bengal where BJP would not have gone on getting this kind of vote share in every election for the last few years. So I don't think you can just count that out. And trust me, the red pilling has happened way more than we can think of.
It has happened,
Because
but whether it has happened enough or not, we can't be sure.
Obi, and again, even sometimes even that's not enough. Matlab, what am I saying? Even if the red pilling has happened, then if there are no proper voting, then what's even the point, right?
Yeah.
So for that, the central government needs to think about it.
Yeah,
Before
the Rajya Sabha MP of Trinamool, Shubhashish something, he was caught on camera saying that don't let the Hindus in these constituencies go to vote. So that's why
Exactly.
Suvendu is asking for separate voting booths for Hindus. Now we'll take this last tangent that Barbarika Didi has brought up here. Do enough people in even know their castes in West Bengal to do a caste census, or are new castes going to get invented again? Will the caste census also account for Muslim caste? And in that context, Shayok is asking me my caste, and I only know my Varna. I have no fucking clue about my jati. Although from reading Hitesh Ranjan Shannal's paper, I have a hunch that I might be either a Teli or a Tili. So what do you think of Bengalis not knowing their caste to begin with, or will they just make up randomly just because they will get benefits? Isn't that always what happens?
No, I think most people do know their castes in West Bengal. They just never make a big deal about, like, matlab, the polite thing is not to talk about your caste. But many people do know their caste. Okay. It's majority do. Now, I'm not talking about these urban everything, okay. If you go maybe 20 kilometers outside Calcutta, most people know their caste.
Yeah, and we have set a monster loose we can't really tame anymore. Barbarika Smith is saying not really Murshidabad isn't a big issue because no Brahmin Boito caste were harmed.
No, but that's what I'm telling you. The Bhadralok holdover information and all that has gone to a great extent thanks to social media. Thanks to, again, the free market of information available. That's why I'm telling you that don't always see. Exactly, I agree with Owen Mondal here. Most Bengalis do know their caste. It's just nobody talks about it openly because it's considered non-Bhadralok to do so. But I'm telling you this as well, that just as Mamata changed that to a great extent, now people like Motua and all are openly Motuas, okay? Or Namashudras and all that. Many people are openly saying their caste identity now. The same way, there has been red pilling, mass red pilling, trust me. How I know this? There are many leftist channels which were promoting leftist ideas and everything. And suddenly all of them are showing that Hindu thing, okay? Matlab, suddenly they are very concerned about Hindus. And Neerajan knows which channels I'm talking about. These are like complete like leftist ekdam matlab pura blue pill leftist hardcore channels which have changed suddenly. So I'm telling you, even the Bhadralok has changed.
Now we will take this as a last question. Finally,
Yeah.
Dada, Maharashtra is way more conservative and casteist than West Bengal, and yet intercaste marriage is way more in Maharashtra than West Bengal. How come?
Capitalism, bro. Paisa. When you earn money, people stop asking your caste. When you earn enough money. Exactly.
And Mandal is saying, Dada, yeah, go on.
Maharashtra mein, there are like, see, because of people like Savarkar, Tilak, already there were like they were starting to break. Matlab idea tha ki we can break. But
Look,
Bengal is
Maharashtra
not,
has had an endless barrage of anti-caste movements. Bengal hasn't had
That's
fucking
true.
one. Oh, I guess Jogendranath Mandal.
No, मतलब वो चैतन्य देव के बाद कुछ नहीं ज्यादा मतलब
Right.
and after that the Mutwa Andolan and all, but
Yeah.
even then that wasn't mainstream. That never Bhadraloks never মানে Brahman Buddhikas never made this mainstream. Okay, so it never became mainstream. And because of poverty, because of so much poverty, people actually never knew a reality outside. मतलब उनके लिए elite भद्रलोक है. मतलब imagine if your budget allows you to watch only C-grade Bangladeshi movies, okay, then you will think Hero Alam is actually somebody like Chris Evans or something, okay. And then when you start watching Hollywood and something, then you realize, oh my god, Chris Evans is something else. Like the heroes look different. Ryan Gosling, Chris Evans look different. But if your standard is Hero Alam Bangladeshi C-grade movies, Bangladeshi movies I think mostly are C-grade, B-grade movies only. So then your standard will be that Hero Alam and all that.
Yeah. Oin Mandal is saying, Dada, will Shuris get reservation in liquor business? They are already scheduled caste without facing partition. How much more do they need? Or
No. Again, Oyon Mondal has raised a very interesting fact.
Okay.
But I will say something here.
Yeah.
What has happened is most of the breweries in West Bengal are now run by people from Andhra Pradesh. Okay. Most liquor business in West Bengal are run by non-Bengalis right now. Okay, because they have some deals, and I don't know the exact details, but I know this much that there are groups from Andhra Pradesh and South India who are now running the show in the West Bengal liquor business. So वो भी बंगालियों के हाथ में नहीं है. Forget reservation, है ही नहीं.
So therefore, Shuris need reservation.
हाँ, फिर कर लो. कुछ some people will get it.
Bhumiputro alcohol seller.
I love Mamata Banerjee for one reason. Mamata Banerjee takes Gorgo Chatterjee's ideas. Okay, she says she pays lip service to them, and then totally gives all the resources, power, and everything to outsiders. Bihari IPS, Bihari MPs, Bihari MLAs, Andhra Pradesh, Andhra businessmen. Okay, fish mein Andhra Pradesh. Everything, fish, liquor, everything is outside. Every business,
people watch Telugu movies. Bengalis watch Telugu movies.
And now Bengali movies are so fucked that people watch South Indian movies also. Matlab consumption pattern, thanks to Mamata Banerjee, it is fucked. So
and also
was there, you could still watch Anjan Dattu movies. Now you can't. You don't even do that. You watch South Indian movies. So
biggest cash cow for recording studios in Bengal is dubbing for South Indian movies and Telugu movies.
Indian movies. So Mamata Banerjee, I totally love her because what she has done is she has put a facade of Bengaliness but given everything to non-Bengalis. Everything. मतलब जो जितना भी थोड़ा 2% बाकी था सब दे दिया. Okay. And I like her for that because she has shown Bengalis their true place. I like her.
AK Bromo's question is just too incredible to end the live stream. He's saying, is that 40% of BJP which they right now have, is that not going? Is there any chance that even that goes down in 2026?
26 तक नहीं होगा. 26 तक नहीं change होगा.
Because our previous guest who was saying that Suvendu is too crass did say that he sees absolutely no organizational structure, unity. There's no direction that Bengal BJP has right now, which is why the Hindu identity thing might be just a Hail Mary. And he is sure that the votes will actually go down.
Organizations renew votes in West Bengal. another thing. Organization does not win you votes. Once you are in power, it helps you keep the votes. But organization won't help you win because Mamata Banerjee had a zero. Mamata Banerjee's organization was a joke compared to the CPIM's in 2011. Okay. Dekho, bhai, organization means what? Beneficiaries and believers, right? So Mamata Banerjee has beneficiaries, BJP and CPIM have believers. Now I am telling you one thing: if the belief is strong and the public is on your side,
Yeah.
don't need an organization. You just need to get people to the voting booth. हाँ, उसमें गड़बड़ हो गया तो that is different. That is the attitude of the central government that we cannot predict from here.
Oh, and a neuroscientist has said that boycott Odia priests in Digha Jagannath Cultural Center.
Okay, good, but
Yeah,
it doesn't
no
matter
one will.
because, like I said, he's useless because, like I said, that Mamata Banerjee has shown Bengalis the true Aukat and he has done nothing to it. He has just helped her out in that quest. I think Gorgo is the greatest asset that Marwaris and all these other people have. Like, the only way Bengalis can get something back in terms through capitalism and all that is if the government changes, and Gorgo doesn't want that to happen, and he tries to obfuscate that issue through Bengali politics. And absolutely, he's helping the status quo, which means that non-Bengalis rule every sector of West Bengal. Okay. And Gorgo is helping in that.
Okay then. Thank you for coming today on our podcast, Academic Man. Guys, thank you for joining the live stream. Good night. See you all soon.
যদি সবাই ফিরে যায় ওরে ওরে ও ভাগা সবাই ফিরে যায় যদি গহন পথে যাওয়ার কালে কেউ ফিরে না যায় তবে পথের কাটা তুই রক্ত মাখা চরণ তলে একলা দলরে তুই রক্ত মাখা চরণ তলে একলা দলরে যদি তোর ডাক শুনে কেউ না আসে তবে একলা চলো রে যদি আলো না ধরে ওরে ওরে ও ভাগা আলো না ধরে যদি ঝড় বাদলে আধার রাতে দুয়ার দেয় ঘরে তবে বজ্রানলে আপন বুকের পাঁজর জ্বালিয়ে নিয়ে একলা জলরে আপন বুকের পাঁজর জ্বালিয়ে নিয়ে একলা জলরে যদি তোর ডাক শুনে কেউ না আসে তবে একলা চলো রে একলা চলো একলা চলো একলা চলো একলা চলো